Okay. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about transitioning Cubs to troops. So, has everybody feel like we already had kind of the premier event of the year for that? Did everybody have their AOLs attend red carpet this year?
No.
Does anybody know what red carpet is?
Red carpet. What is red carpet?
So, all right, cool. This is helpful for next year because it already happened once. So, what red carpet is something that we do every fall for the district, and what we do is as many of the troops as we can get. We have 3 different locations. We do Castle Rock, we do Parker, we do Highlands Ranch. All the troops that we can coordinate will show up, and they'll have a table, or they'll have their trailer, or they'll have some kind of a setup where ideally, they've got their scouts there to talk to the AOLs. So all the troops show up, and they have like what their upcoming events are. They have send in your email so they can email you a list of stuff that's going to happen. They've got sometimes some fun activities, games that you can play, whatever. So it's a fun event. So the troops all set up for that event, and then what we try to do is, as much as possible, we try to get all of our AOLs to go. The goal is, for me at least, for my pack, we try to get every Cub to visit at least 3 troops. So this is just sort of generally my philosophy is I don't love the feeder pack concept because I've seen so many kids who would have fed into a troop that they would have quit inside 6 months because it's just not the right place for them. And so what I would much rather see is stronger relationships between multiple troops and multiple packs, so everybody feels like they've got the place where they can go. My son, if he had gone to the troop that everybody had traditionally gone to from our pack, would not still be scouting. It would have been the worst experience. He would have hated every minute of it. And
is there any reason why we're not looping in the Littleton troops?
So we have tried that. I think most of the Littleton troops have their meetings on Thursdays, is my understanding. And that's the date that we usually hold this. And so it just seems like it doesn't work. We have talked to them and tried to offer it. It just hasn't happened.
See, our kiddos are all down in Centennial, Littleton,
Okay.
right on the line down there. Linsky Elementary and Ford Elementary down
Okay.
Centennial, and they're not going to come to Highland
Not going to come to Highlands
Castle
Ranch.
or Parker or.
Well, if we can get your information, if you think we could get a venue in Littleton, like if you could help us find a church parking lot or something, anything.
Yeah.
That we could set up in. I would love to have a Littleton location. We just haven't been able to set it up because the troops that we've talked to haven't been able to do it on that night because they always have their regular meetings. But we would love to support the Littleton troops as well if we can.
Okay.
I'm trying to think because 114 and 444 are within a couple of
Right.
blocks of each other, and
Those
they
are the
both
ones
meet
ours
on
have been.
Thursday nights.
See, our the ones from the troop that come support our pack meeting, Den Chiefs,
Yeah.
are from 444, and it seems very much 444 just comes in and counts on us as being a feeder, and I get it. At the same point, being a scouter and everything else, and a dad who has now a son and a daughter in it, I don't love the concept of splitting my daughter off into her own thing, because I think getting the girls engaged and such is better, and I can be more engaged if it's both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's the thing is there's a lot of different considerations. Sometimes it's just like the night of the week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. So
Yeah.
for us, if we had a troop that met on Mondays, we couldn't do it because that's my pack meetings and I'm there every week. So like that wouldn't have worked for us. So like there's so many different considerations. That's part of why I really promote having the kids go visit, get a good feel, look at all your options, and then find a good fit. And I tell everybody else, like, I love the troop that my son is in, but it's probably not the best troop for everybody. So even my kids who are in my pack, I would love to have them with us, but I'd rather have them in the program 5 years from now, even if it's in a different troop.
Right.
So one thing we saw that improved, and this is where our recruitment went up when we got 11 recruited this year, is improving communication with a website and everything else.
Absolutely.
And I'm seeing a few troops have this. This is great, you have a paper list here, but does Blackfeather have a website, or like how are you communicating this that, you know, do you have this in digital copy you can send to me and I publish to our website?
So the best way for this that's going to get you the most up-to-date information, and where most of this information came from, is beascout.org. So we put this together for Red Carpet so that when AOLs showed up, we could hand them a thing that said, here's current information for these troops, but it's going to change. You know,
It
people's
looks
email
like there's
addresses
6
change.
down in Littleton, Greenwood Village area, which is where our kids are from. So
So yeah,
if
Be a
we could
Scout
get,
would be good.
The other thing is we might, have some luck looking on their troop websites.
So Bill Kohler did most of this. He said that some of them he went to Be a Scout, and if they had a troop website, then he would follow through to that and try to get as much information as he could
Yeah, I
to
noticed
fill
he has
this
a lot of
out.
444 stuff listed here.
So that's one of those things where something that I do in my pack is I try to keep in touch with all the local troops. If you'll notice, there's like an open house thing on there. I as a Cub Master, I try to maintain that contact with the troops in town, so they know every year they're going to send me an email that says, here's our open house, and then I'm going to post it out to my AOLs, so that if the troop is doing a special Weeblos Welcome AOL kind of event, they know they're going to get it to me, and I'm going to get it to my pack.
Yeah. The troops that have reached out, I ask them if it's okay if I add it to our website calendar,
Fantastic.
and then
Yeah.
we get it added. So okay.
Yeah, so that's really helpful. Honestly, that whole thing of reaching out to the troops in your area, and then hopefully the troops are reaching out to packs and like trying to establish those mutually beneficial relationships. I mean, one of the best things that you can possibly do is get some den chiefs from the different
From multiple
troops.
troops.
Yeah, and that's something that we are working on for my pack. We never had den chiefs for years and years, and now the past couple of years we've started getting some, just mostly as our AOLs cross, then they come back. But I would love to have even more of that from all the other troops that are around. So that's one of those things that I think is really helpful too. Just there's few things are going to help with the kids. The feel like they're in a good spot. By far the most is like, do they like the kids in the troop? Like if they get along, they feel like they're doing stuff that's fun and interesting, they're gonna have a great time. And so the more chances they have to kind of meet those kids and spend some time with them and get a feel for them. So one of the other things that we do is I reach out to all the local troops and ask them to send scouts for Rain Gutter Regatta and Pinewood Derby and our Rocket Rally and various other things, just so we've got kids there and they're helping out, and then that our little kids, Lions and up, see those older scouts and get a chance to talk to them and stuff. So that's another one of the things that we try to do, is maintain those relationships.
Do you get responses?
Sometimes
How
somebody
many
decided.
times do you need to send something out?
So what I will say is that somebody out there decided to make email free, and I have chosen to make it everyone's problem. So I send a lot of emails.
Good. Okay. So persistence is
Yeah, that's it.
the goal. Okay.
Yeah, because they may not respond to the first one, but they will respond to the 5th email or the 3rd text or the 2nd phone call or something. Eventually I will get them.
Can't say they didn't know.
Our district executive said something to the fact it takes at least 5 or 6 emails to get a response out of somebody.
Just break that. We've got one of my
Either it's on
leaders.
ignore, or maybe they kick it in the
One of my leaders is in marketing, and he tells us that all the time. He says it's like 8 to 12 impressions before you make a dent in the noise that so many people are dealing with. So yeah, it's work, but it's worth it. So
Okay.
it's gonna help them find stuff. So, what does everybody else do? Like I've been talking about what I do, but what does everybody else do to help that transition? Do you have stuff that you like, stuff that's working for you?
I'm brand new. So
No worries. I'm glad you're
I'm
here.
like,
I'm Jared, by the way.
Tiffany, nice to meet you.
I'll put the plug in for what we did last month, but the red carpet event, we've expanded from just strictly the AOL Scouts to all Cub Scouts. So that all Cub Scouts can see the continuum of what scouting really is. So, I mean, admittedly, this is the first year we've done that. We've got a couple of lions, or maybe I think we got a tiger, and maybe a bear, and a wolf, but obviously we had more of the weebos. Red carpet event, what we do, for those that are unfamiliar with it, is every year we host our troops at we were doing it at a roundtable night. And the troop would have, each troop would have their little setup, and Cub Scouts would come in, an opportunity to see the unit, maybe something they may not have seen. But we evolved from that, or all were there, to where we have one in Castle Rock, one in Parker, and one right here at this facility. That way it kind of focuses.
We talked about that, and I think there's some interest in maybe doing a Littleton one next year as well, if we can get some support.
Trying to get the support for that.
Yeah, so I think that's.
What does it say?
Well, and it looks like Littleton is the only area that meets on Thursday. Maybe we,
See, my thought was,
See that-
what about doing a Tuesday night?
that's Thursday, what about doing it on a Tuesday night?
Yeah,
Understood.
and then finding a,
444, 114, 794, 361, and maybe 36. 5 of the units, troops, meet on a Thursday night, and that's something that we as on the commissioner staff are discussing, or will be discussing. I brought it up at the last meeting, but the powers that be weren't really there to make good decision-making processes on that. But it's something
The
that
subject
I'm
was,
cognizant of. We didn't know. A lot of it is, you don't know what you don't know, and I knew about a few of them, and it's like, maybe we should think of doing this on, some of them on different nights. So that's a good idea.
yeah. Well,
But
and
still,
even having a second night might give, like people who go to the other ones on Thursday but are near that area,
Yeah.
a chance to go see more.
so one thing I'll say is that it is, we dealt with this, we tried to do a spring red carpet this year, and one of the challenges is, for one, getting it organized far enough ahead of time
yeah.
that everybody knows that it's coming when they're doing their troop annual planning, because otherwise they already have something going. They already have, somebody coming in to teach a merit badge class or something. And so then they're like, well, we can't be there. We've got something else going on. So getting it early, I think, is a big key. And then the other thing that we're trying to work on is it needs to be well attended enough by the Cubs to make it worth the
Right.
troops' time
troops'
to do it.
time,
And if
yeah.
we can promote it within our Cub units to where we get a lot of Cubs going and the troops feel like it's a really valuable experience for them, then we probably could get support for one night at least for everybody, and maybe more if we think that would, we could support it. But that's the challenge, is that balance of like, we're pushing hard, twisting arms just to try to get people there to set up a table, and it's, like, if we don't have enough Cubs going, then they're like, well, why am I bothering? What am I doing here? So that, I think we've had some of that as well, which I'll take responsibility. I think a lot of the spring one was on me trying to force that to happen.
It was on all of us. We could have said, we don't have the time. We have run out of daylight, which is what happened. which is happening.
Yeah.
Anyways, all of a sudden 6:30 and it's dark.
Though speaking of that spring event, something else that we're trying to work on. I don't know if anybody heard about the this past spring. We organized a BMX track day
Oh,
at
yeah.
South Suburban BMX track. We're going to do that again this spring. We're going to try to expand it a little bit. I am relatively new to scouting. I am from the post Scout Show era, so I never got to see a real Scout Show. But we're talking about making like a mini district Scout Show in the spring that would function sort of similarly, where we'd have the BMX track available for everybody, and we'd open it up to all units from across the whole district and even into Centennial District and say, come on down, hang out, ride your bikes. We're also hoping, I believe, to get there's an archery range right there that we're going to try to see if we can make that work as well. We were talking about some other activities. We're talking about having the troops bring their trailers and park them in the parking lot, offer that same sort of experience of like, if the Cubs are coming to do the BMX track or to do whatever else we have going on, then they can also take that as an opportunity to go visit the troops. And then again, if we're having troops come out and set up and we have fun stuff to do, that feels like a really good opportunity for community recruiting, where we can just push that out and say, hey, come ride on the BMX track, come do these activities. Maybe one of the troops will grill up some hot dogs and they can use that as a fundraiser, and we'll have some food and stuff available. Like, we're working through the details, but like,
Do you have some kind of a time frame?
we're talking late April is I believe the goal, because I think we got a lot of feedback this past spring that May starts to get real tough with end of the school year and dances and all kinds of stuff. So I think late April is what we have working now. But that's the idea, is like trying to make it sort of, it's like, people will have the opportunity to do that same Cubs go and visit troops there. But then because we're doing that, it's also like, well, if the troops are going to be talking to new people about Cubs coming in, we might as well say, bring a friend. If you're in a troop, bring a friend, have them come do something awesome, and then they can come talk to your troop and, get more
Even
information.
first year Webelos, it'd be good for them to
Absolutely.
do that. I mean, your AOLs have already crossed over in February, so
Yeah.
first, the ones that are,
They're
gonna be,
going to be rising AOLs in the fall. We definitely want to get them on there
That's
too.
what
I would even consider the bears.
Bears,
I mean, you
yeah.
use it as almost a retention for the packs as well.
Yeah.
You mentioned archery. Do we have anyone at the district level who is a range master for
Oh,
any
yeah.
of the shooting sports?
Yeah, we got a ton. I'm one. I know. Oh, thank you so much. I do indeed. Better than the one in the box on the wall.
well, no, that one doesn't work, does it? I
No,
thought that
well,
was a
better for my purposes.
Yeah, okay. I started to say, wait a minute, one of us cracks out, go get the one on the wall, okay?
Yeah, so I'm a range master. I'm a level 1 archery instructor. I know Tim Davies is. We've got a lot of support for that. So
Okay.
if we can make that work, we should be able to get that settled correctly. It's just
Yeah.
getting the logistics in order to make that work would be great. But I think that would be a big draw. Like, come shoot some archery, come ride bikes. I think we might try to offer some other kinds of activities, some crafts or something like that as well, and just. We had really good turnout the BMX thing last year. That was really fun for everybody.
I unfortunately was unable to attend. But one of the things I was going to say is that when I was Webelos Den leader back in the day, I felt, and I kept telling and teaching that at Roundtable too, was that your sole job as Webelos Den leader is to make sure your scouts have the opportunity to get up with scouts. And just going to the red carpet event is a great thing. You get to see a boatload of different units that are in the area at one time, and you don't have to overthink it and go to well, what night are you eating on, and this, that, and the other thing. But by the same token, that's a great hook to at least go and see what they're doing. But then, secondarily, go to the units, see what they're really doing. Don't go on their join night, for crying out loud, or go on a join night. Because a join night is geared towards all the fun and games. Go on a night where, you know, don't just
Everyday
necessarily go
stuff is
uninvited,
happening.
Yeah.
but just go on a night. And if it's bad, go on another night, another week. Maybe it would be better. If it's really great, well, maybe you need to go on another night too. And if you have two of them that are great, and you've also seen them at the red carpet event, okay, that's gold. Now, remember this. Certain units are great for some kids, some may not. And the same unit may not be for some kids. So now, of course, as we know, kids love to go together in packs, but there's an opportunity. That's why it's really wise, if you have a number of units out there, to go see multiple ones, because that one kid that's in there that's, you know, more geared towards the sedentary stuff, and the unit, you know, is more geared towards that, fine. You have one kid that's really into the outdoor adventures, maybe they wanna go to the unit that's doing all those cool outdoor adventures. But also, you as a parent need to see what they're doing, because you may not have that time commitment to go up to and teach a class up at Wellington Lake. Or you may have an opportunity where you know the other people there, and you go, oh yeah, I know those people, and you fit in well. That's all.
So I think that's a great point. So usually the way that I consider red carpet is like, that's not your final decision. That's where you meet the troops to see which ones you want to visit. So hopefully, I think most of our red carpet events, most of our areas, we've had, 6+ troops that'll come and visit. And so if you go to red carpet and you chat with the kids, and your parents chat with the adults and everything, and they get a good feel for, okay, here's 2 or 3 that seem pretty cool that I think I want to go visit. And I encourage the exact same thing John does, is go on a night when they're doing a regular meeting. So their special recruiting night, it's going to be fun. They're going to pull out all the stops, but it may not be really indicative of what a regular meeting looks like. Yes, sir.
Just a few things. So I don't forget. I think we should get with Emily Strong,
Oh, okay.
and just meet with her about that, because she also has some good ideas too.
Nice. Okay.
I think, and can also help us as well.
Nice. Awesome.
So
Yeah.
Let's chat about that for sure.
Yeah, the person at council.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's largely what I've got is if we can get to red carpet, if we can get to that spring event that we're going to do, I think that'll be another good opportunity for that. Reach out, try to get the troops to come visit, for special events, like invite the troop to come do stuff. Let them know, and then hopefully the troops will reach out and invite your scouts to come do stuff. So a lot of it, what it is it comes down to establishing those relationships. So then you've got pathways for your kids to land where they're going to do the best, and then hopefully over the years you build that up, and everybody kind of ends up with y'all kind of know each other. All the unit leaders kind of know each other, and you just reach out and say, hey, I've got however many AOLs this year. We'd love to come visit. I know our AOL leaders are talking about doing that as some of our den meetings. Is they're going to go visit. They're going to descend with 16 AOLs on some poor troop and just blow them out of the water.
Did that happen to you?
No, that's what they're gonna do. 'Cause we have our AOL mega den.
That's a good problem.
Got a mayor
to have.
den like that.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised though, there are SPLs out there who can just roll with that, and
Yeah.
they're great.
It'll be awesome. So-
And you have the, but you know what, they make it through one way or the other, and it's a great learning experience for the boys.
Absolutely. So that's
Hopefully they don't all choose the same troop. That would be, the troop would be just overrun.
that'd be a lot. I'm kind of hoping that we split them up. Like I'd love to see at least a couple go. I feel like that's one of those things where if you have just one go to a troop, if they don't already know somebody there, that can be pretty tough. But yeah, it's one of those where they're going to go where they want to go. we've got some, you know, some kids who have crossed, and then once one of the things that we do as a pack too is we're very inter-den activity centric. So a lot of our kids are good friends with kids from other dens. So even year over year, they'll go to a troop and they'll know kids who are 2 or 3 years ahead of them who are already at the troop that they've seen either as a den chief or they've seen just as an older scout in the pack that they've done stuff with at camp or whatever else. And so that helps too. Just, you know, even if they don't all go together, they'll have somebody there they know.
And the good thing is that if the scout does move over to a troop, and they find after a while it's not really fit for them, there are other units out there.
Yeah.
And it's not, and because most units out there know, I mean, the leaders know each other for the most part. And if the scout doesn't fit well, maybe, well, you might want to check out that other unit over there that's a couple blocks away, or one over there that's, you know, half a mile away, type of thing. And it's easy to move them from one unit to another, and there's no shame involved in it. It's a good thing. We want scouts
I would
to
rather have
succeed.
scouts stay in the program
100%. Yeah.
than drop out because they're unhappy with this particular situation.
Yeah.
Well, and the tough thing, the thing that we've seen too, is that if somebody goes to a unit and they have a bad experience, as far as they know, that just means scouting isn't fun or whatever. They often don't even realize how different an experience they could be having in another unit. And that's one of the things that we focus on a lot for our pack is when we get interest, in my standard response to like somebody reaches out based on our website, my standard response has a line at the end that says, if we're not the right fit for you because of the night of the week or you just don't like us or whatever, I want to help you find another unit. Like that's part of our culture is we want to help people find the right place. And so I think, you know, the more that we can promote that, have more communication between units and more collaboration, I think that makes it easier because then it feels like we're all on the same team versus feeling like we're competing for scouts when, you know, really like we're all just trying to offer the best program we can to the scouts who are going to do the best with us. And then if they're not going to do the best with us, like we want them to go somewhere else. Like I don't want them to be miserable with me. I want them to be happy somewhere, you know.
If you can't be miserable with me, you can't be in this program.
That's it. Yeah. Suffer
There you
through
go.
or
Do you
go
have-
home.
Do you have contacts for these troops somewhere or?
So most of them you'll be able to find on beascout.org.
Okay.
If you look them up, I may have some of them, but whatever I have is likely out of date just because
Here's
stuff
an
changes so
email
much.
for 114 boys. You can email.
114.
Yeah, it's
At
Troop
Gmail.
114,
Okay.
all spelled out
Okay.
at gmail.com.
I think if you've connected with Troop 114, right?
I've connected with I think most of the ones here from Littleton with our pack email and our website that I completely rewrote and revamped last year. And
Nice.
such.
A good
And
website makes such a huge difference.
I mean, you can pull it up and check it out. Cubpack358.com. And if anyone wants the source code, I will give you the whole GitHub repo. You can tear it apart and make it whatever you want.
Well, 444 is our bunch, our den chiefs we have right now.
Yes.
Right? The two we have right
Yeah.
now. And
Like,
they've got a spookery sometime. When do?
They've got Haunts of Littleton. Is that what you're talking about? They do, or are they
No.
doing another program?
This
this is where I have
This-
found improving our communication has just changed the way we were
They're-
received by
They're in
those interested in us.
Absolutely.
Like, let me give parents a
Yeah.
QR code. Let me put a calendar up with literally everything up here.
Yeah.
As you
And
see, I have a
came out
Troop
of Linsky and
444 event
forwarded
literally on
probably a
there
couple other,
Nice.
on the
Powell,
30th.
A couple other over there.
You know,
But they're having some
and
kind of
such.
spookery on the 30th.
Stock
We used to
photos.
do
I don't know if
spookeries
you
at
know,
Cub
BSA
Scouts.
has stock photos that you can just
The
grab.
brand
I've seen them
center.
with the Boy
Yeah, so
Scouts,
for
but I'm
anybody who,
assuming they're doing it.
if you're not familiar with that, the BSA brand center is fantastic. fantastic. They've got like Zoom backgrounds. I use that for all my every time I jump on a work call. I've got a Cub Scout background on from my last Cub meeting. I got to switch it out. They've got tons of great stuff. Yeah, we did the same thing for.
Like 3 or 4 different programs, so that every year it's a
Is
little
that
bit different.
444 or 3 or
That's
142?
444. Does Haunts of Milton.
Okay.
So
And sorry, Jared, which pack are you and which troop are you?
I'm 396.
you know, you can kind of see
Yeah,
that
out of
there are
Parker.
scouts involved,
And which troop are you?
I'm with Troop 363.
Period costumes with the
Ah,
ghostly faces.
okay.
It's really
And
good. Even
when
if
do
you
you
just want to go
meet?
to go.
So my
yourself.
pack meets on
It's
Mondays,
fun.
Uh-huh.
But
and the troop meets on
I would check
Tuesdays.
on that.
spookery, but I bet they incorporate something from.
So yeah, this whole thing, basically everything that we do on here, all of our background images, everything is all from that BSA brand center. So if you're trying to send stuff out and you don't have great pictures, or you don't love the idea of sending out pictures of your actual human children, you have fake computer children you can
Fake
send
children.
out.
Yeah. What I was reading is we're supposed to have a photo release if we post it publicly, otherwise it's supposed to be password protected.
I believe the photo release is on
The
the
thing,
first
yeah,
page of the
page of the
health
med
form. Yeah,
form.
Yeah.
part A. So, we should be. If they fill out a health form, they may not know they signed. But they
You,
did.
if you read it and you think about what
They
you're
said
reading,
that.
Well,
it's
yeah,
there.
first we gotta fill them out, then we have to collect it. I guess I'm more of a stickler of, I wanna make sure I'm covered,
Do
so
I
if
have
I
one
have,
from this kid?
you know,
Yeah.
we had one family that just gave us hell last year, and we finally said, if you're so miserable, stop showing up to our events. Like, if you're gonna fight us on the Pinewood Derby and you're gonna fight us on all of our events because you're unhappy with the way we're doing it, either volunteer or leave.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough call.
Probably
like-
the best
Uh, uh,
response.
You know what? There's a bunch of other packs in the area.
you
Go
know.
find one.
Yeah, maybe somebody else is a good fit for you, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I want you to be happy somewhere. Clearly, you're not happy here.
Well, and it wasn't a kid that wasn't happy.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
of course
well,
not.
and
It's very rarely the kids who
Yes.
are unhappy.
Helicopter parent.
Um,
Which was a shame, because he was in my little bunch.
The only one in Littleton, we don't know what, we did not, going back to what I was joking with Jared about getting a response, was our district commissioner tried to get intel out of 361 that meets at Cayley and Datura and, or Windermere, and I'm not sure what night they meet, but as
They
far as,
used to meet Mondays at 7, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
It was probably pre-pandemic before I really have
and
done
they're
much
probably
with them.
right, it's probably, I don't think that things have changed, but
I wonder.
I guess the question is,
Yeah,
are they
they're
even
the
still around?
Oh, absolutely. They were in the Littleton parade, and yes,
Oh, okay.
they were. They're a big unit. So 36 is small, but they've like most scouts, they've ebbed and troops, they've ebbed and flowed.
It looks
They're
like it's
small right
all
now.
boys.
Do we know of any packs that
Yeah,
are doing like
361
either
was
the
all- is
Littleton
always
or
almost certain.
South Glen Halloween parades?
114 usually does, or has in the past.
114.
That's true, that's true.
That's
He
a
was
true.
asking about
Oh,
packs.
packs.
He was
Oh,
asking
yeah.
about packs.
Shoot, no, I don't know. I should.
Oh, but you said 114 is doing the Littleton or the?
No,
114 does Western Welcome Week parade every year.
Yeah.
They carry the banners and,
Okay.
you know.
361 was there.
It was
It's
just one of
great fun,
those.
and that is something that they love to have AOL scouts come join them for. You know. you have
Well, I
to-
was also
they would
thinking
make
about
a
getting
hike,
our
but-
pack out in the community more and more
Yeah.
of like,
I'm sorry,
how can I
wasn't listening.
recruit and, you know, continue to grow the pack,
Mhm.
you know? Because
So-
last year was brutal having to close a pack.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Which
imagine.
one did Delinsky?
664, yeah.
Well, what's interesting is, and then we got booted out of Ford because the principal,
Oh.
and we're back in Linsky, but
Chartered
we're
at Ford.
chartered by the PTO out of Ford. What's interesting is I went to the LPS school board
Mm-hmm.
and our school board member, And she's like, oh, you should have been in there, no problem. And gave her the email, and she's like, oh, that principal and I are going to have a lovely conversation. He basically said if he can't walk the building and he refuses to walk the building after 5 p.m. to validate there's no vandalism or damage from whoever was there before, and as he has an after-school program every day until 6, he will not allow anyone else in the building.
But he isn't coordinating with his PTO, who
Yeah.
have charters.
Well,
charters
he's
for that.
also basically thrown his PTO out and said, I don't even want to talk to you or meet with your PTO.
He's
Yeah, there
new,
is
first year.
And he's
First
brand
year.
new first year, so.
We have a council level scouter who is currently on Littleton School Board and running again this
Yes.
year, so if you continue to have issues.
Who's that?
Who is it?
Andrew Graham,
Okay. I don't know.
he's a distinguished.
Who
Eagle
is
Scout.
our unit commissioner for 358?
Well, that would be me.
Well, come on down. We want to see you next Tuesday at 6:30 at Linsky Elementary. I used to be
I'll
unit
try.
commissioners for lots of little Cub Scout packs in South Carolina, and
I'm,
we need some
I have,
next level.
I'm more of the ADC, I'm not specifically the, unit commissioner, but I can come visit you. Maybe not this Tuesday, I don't know, because unfortunately, Tuesday is the night that I have my little grandkids at 456, which meets at Hopkins. They're having a similar problem with, the principal at Gaskill.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Gaskill's a new school, just like.
Yeah, we visited their troop
And-
last, their pack last year.
Yeah,
Right.
456 was really nice. We were
Oh, they
impressed
are.
with what they were doing.
They are.
But they can't use the facility anymore?
Well, they can use it, but they're having some difficulties. So we're meeting at Hopkins, where the principal, her son is an Eagle Scout. And my grandkids went to Hopkins, and I chatted with the principal there, and she goes, well, I'd love to have a unit there, because 362 used to meet there, but that was a COVID casualty.
Closed it up.
Closed up because of COVID, and nobody wanted to be a leader.
That's what happened.
Yeah,
at
so
664, I think.
358, my understanding, was originally at Peabody.
That's
Peabody
correct.
got closed
Yes.
and moved to,
Ford.
it was, before it was called Ford, it was another school.
Ames.
Then they bulldozed Ames, and they moved to Sandburg, and then they moved out of Sandburg back
Huh.
to,
Interesting, because Sandburg has 559.
they shared it with them for a little bit,
Oh.
or something like that is my
So you guys
understanding.
meet Tuesdays, huh?
There's some
Tuesdays,
definite-
Six thirty.
second and fourth Tuesday.
Well,
Tuesday?
Second
Are
and
you
fourth
taking this
Tuesday.
Oh,
off?
second.
Just-
Oh, okay.
We'll have to figure out who your
Oh.
unit commissioner is. That's one of the things that
It's
Bill's
on our
been working
website.
really hard on is
Our calendar.
increasing our unit commissioner corps,
Yeah.
because we got absolutely
Yes.
wrecked through COVID. Like, there were tons of unit commissioners who just, you know,
Couldn't get out,
got,
yeah. Didn't wanna get out.
weren't connected anymore. The units they were part of all folded and all this other stuff, and so it's been a big mess. But he's been working really hard on trying to get
Yeah.
unit commissioners, because it's such an
They're
important
sure
factor.
No one knew
Yeah.
about the
To
record.
help
Acting
leaders figure out how
That's why
they're
he's
supposed to
got
do
the-
this.
Yeah,
That's
So
fine.
let's
I
get
appreciate it.
back, like,
We have a hard time
Um,
Yeah.
did we do
YPT.
If you,
Well, and you gotta
go ahead and respond.
gotta
to
get
it,
it.
and I'll get
We
into
wanna
the
do
caption
these.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Even though it did say
You know,
September.
So there's the unit commissioner.
Let's
helps.
talk
Yeah,
about the other thing.
we gotta have that connection
Um,
to the wider world of scouting. I feel like packs especially get real silos.
Mhm.
It's real easy to just, you know, put your head down and kind of lose sight of the fact that there's round tables
Yeah,
you go
we
to,
got it.
there's
So, like,
district
November
meetings.
15th, it was right.
There's a lot of
I think
support
it's
out
supposed to
there.
be
You just
here
don't know
Tuesday, and I
stuff.
forgot. For the training on Tuesday.
Oh, for
We
the
have-
den leaders?
Yeah.
Again, we're
Yeah.
doing another one
Solid
at
mix of
HQ.
like-
It was
I'm
late
teaching-
at night when
I'm
I
teaching
said
Scout
When
Club.
is it?
midnight.
That's next Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's 6 to 7:30, I think is what the last one was too, right? 6 to 7:30 for the den
So
leader.
we're
At
on
headquarters?
First and third.
Oh.
And that'll be at HQ up in Lakewood.
Okay.
Teaching Scout.
Yeah,
so
just
what we
Scout
do
Club on
is
Tuesday.
we always
Good,
meet
I've
at
got, we've
school.
got a
We
new
do
advanced.
three meetings and then a
I was
pack
teaching
meeting.
first aid at the
So
troop
it
meeting.
basically ends up there's a pack meeting every
Say, are
other
you
month.
supposed to be teaching first aid tonight?
No, no.
Because it is 8:30.
They are gone.
I asked Brad for some resources so I I can
And
be
the
more
fourth-
effective.
The fourth
with the
last
training.
week is-
Well,
we
you
can
know,
do all kinds of
the
fun
other
stuff.
thing I think a unit commissioner really helps with
So,
is
yeah, I can actually.
this issue we had
my
with
son-in-law
the
takes-
school.
Yeah.
And
Because
one
of
my
that,
other
they wouldn't let us
grandkids,
come in and recruit this year.
I have
Oh.
So we have,
grandkids that.
something like 12 new scouts, they all came out of Linsky.
Yeah.
And when 664 folded, I took 12 Tigers over to 4.
Who's your
Yeah.
son?
So-
I'm sorry, what's your name?
The big
I'm Blake
majority of
Farmer.
our kids are all
right, you're
Linsky
Cub
kids.
Scouts.
No,
So it's like,
I'm
why,
the,
why are we still
I'm the committee
chartered
chair.
at 4?
Oh, okay.
If we're, all the kids are
I-
coming from
I
Linsky, we
was
can't recruit
doing
from 4, they won't
Cub-
let us in
Yeah.
the building at 4, why are we still at 4?
With
Yeah.
Bill
So
for
that's
664.
Oh,
something that
gotcha.
a unit
And
commissioner
I
can
took
help
committee
unravel.
chair, and then she's
yeah.
Alana
Well, it's
Bell.
nice to just
Either help
have
or
somebody
make
who,
sense.
And
you
she
know,
took
can
the charge.
connect you to the resources. They've been there before. They
And
kind of
then we
know
have
what's
James
going on.
Hamilton,
So
and
Who's
his,
your
Yeah,
C?
um,
Yeah, that's true.
I was
the
I was like
master is James Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
kind of a unit commissioner for like
I could look
8
it up.
Paxton
Yeah.
Parker, which
And
was like
he
way too
is-
much. And
Yeah,
now
his
I'm actually
wife
unit
is the
commissioner for
president of
2 of them.
PTO,
Yeah.
who was fighting
And
the
they
Princeton.
are
Two's
now-
about the max.
They're now suffering
have
under the
another
full
life.
force of my attention, which maybe they wish I'd go back to.
Well,
Yeah, no, that,
Kathy
I get it.
mentioned.
But yeah, so that's been a big improvement. Is getting unit commissioners in there, show up to some committee meetings, just check in, see if there's anything you can do to help like that.
Yeah.
It's so helpful.
So what was her name? Andrew.
Does anybody have any other questions or thoughts or comments about crossing AOLs to troops?
No, but I've had a lot of interest from dads going, you know, hey, it's great there's all these adventures for shooting sports, and like the
Yeah.
only time, and I'm personally aggravated now because my son attended the summer camp over the summer and nothing got signed off.
Yeah,
So-
I will tell you, you have to find the right summer camp. We ended up going out to Centennial because they had shooting sports out there.
Oh, at the-
I took
yeah, the-
I
got
took
it.
Colin out to
Some of
one of
them.
them, and I forget which one they could do. I think archery, and somehow he made it in and out, and absolutely nothing got
Nothing
signed
happened.
off. And I'm like, okay, well that's fine, but we've gained a bunch of others, and there's so many other dads that were parents.
So, what I would recommend, there are some Rangemaster trainings. I think there's one coming up. We could use more Rangemasters, and then Tim Davies is starting a shooting sports district committee to try to get more, because you can't do a unit level, right? It has to be district
Has to
level.
be district level.
So he wants to try to get more activities set up at the district level so that people can actually go earn those awards, because so many of the
Is
so
there
many of the
something at
activities-
Christmas time? It seems like that last year there was something during the
He
Christmas
has tried-
vacation that they did at headquarters.
He's tried to do that. It's called the Home on the Range event. It's been challenging, I think, to get done these past couple of years. It's been postponed several times and things
Okay.
like that. But that's one of the things that we want to work on. So if we can get more people who are interested in that, willing to help organize and willing to staff it and make it happen, that's a passion for me. I would love to have more of that down here, so people don't have to drive all the way across town, you know, or whatever else. So.
So from what I was, I guess, looking, reading, and trying to figure out, what is the training necessary to become a range master?
It is it's an evening training. I think it's, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 hours, something like that. It's not a huge amount. You don't have to be
Oh, I
NRA
thought
certified.
maybe I was looking at the BSA one that was
You're
like
probably looking at the troop.
Two
There's like a
weekends or
couple of different
something.
levels
Okay.
as
Yeah,
far
so
as,
for
you
for
know.
just Cubs, all you need is Range Master. So if you go on the council calendar and look up Range Master, you'll find their calendar now actually works. You can find stuff on it. It's amazing. So you can go find the Range Master trainings that they have
This is
available.
the council, not the district.
Not the district. This
Okay.
is council calendar. Now, a lot of those I do try to copy over to the district calendar, but I don't think I get everything.
Where is the council calendar?
If you go to scoutingcolorado.org, and then I think it's, I can never remember which one it is.
Let's see, is there a tab at the top? It's gonna
Did
be
everybody
this
see
one.
this? So this is something that I've been working on for a while. We have a Discord for all Cub leaders in the district. I post resources there. People can ask questions. We can collaborate. So this is a great resource for anybody. what we're trying to do is get everybody on there so that then we've got stuff where we
See, I
can.
looked at that and said Discord. That doesn't sound like that'd be very good. That'd be.
I don't want Discord.
That's right. You don't want
Well,
Discord.
Right now, we're on Discord because that was what we could get for free. We have access to free professional Slack now. That we're
Oh, okay.
we're potentially going to shift things over to that as we get that built out. So we'll see. Yeah.
I've had requests for Slack, and
So
I nearly set up a channel for
What is it
us.
do you have access to a through your chartered org?
Well, that's, up for grabs there.
Yeah, no.
The chartered org deal. Been invited to join Blackfeather District Cub Scouts. Okay.
Let me see if it, there we go. I don't have it on here.
Are you human?
I think it's
Now
TechSoup.
there's some discussion.
TechSoup is the name.
TechSoup is a nonprofit website that
Correct. So
for-
if you
any.
can get your EIN for your chartered org, sign up on TechSoup. You can get free professional Slack for your unit. I would highly recommend that. That's one of the things that we do. Donna can attest to this. We've got 30 leaders in our pack, and they are all in there all day chatting. There's a lot going on, so yeah, having a communications platform.
Not sure I've got time for that.
Well, and Jared has, you should pull it up and show him. He has it so well organized, so you really know the areas that you should focus on.
And for most people, they're not in more than a handful of things that they actually need to see. It's mostly me
Well,
talking
and
a lot.
Pay attention to your notification settings too. I know
Yeah.
the number of banned notifications I got from the troop today. I was just like, dang, I really didn't need to know that.
But yeah, so TechSoup,
I need to decide
free
how
Slack,
I'm gonna do
TechSoup
that.
can do some other free stuff too, which is great. So, yeah, so let's see, we were talking about that. So this is good for, okay, yeah, we'll be out of here. So yeah, get everybody on the Black Feather Discord. That one's just helpful for all kinds of stuff. And
Did I
then
put my date of birth in here? Really?
I put a fake one. I wouldn't tell them any.
Okay.
How would they know?
I'm sure they're just checking to make sure you're over 13. or
Whatever, yeah,
it is,
and
yeah.
all the
Wait.
11-year-olds who get on there, or 8-year-olds who get on there,
Way over.
they have figured out how to put a fake date in too. So this is another one that's helpful. The district Google Calendar. So I try to maintain that as best I can. So that's useful for like the roundtable information. I'll post the files, so the rolling slide deck, and then the activities.
That's why I'm here.
So that'll show up in there. You can find that stuff. I try to put other stuff that maybe doesn't hit the council calendar. I try to get on here as well, and then anything that I think is
That looks
interesting to our district, I usually just copy over from the council calendar.
Chat's related to-
Let's see.
I gotta hang on, because I've got
Oh,
this on the plate right now, so I've gotta.
I'm like,
I've got more stuff in here that I set up for last
thank you.
month's
It's okay.
meeting.
We use Discord for our troop.
All right. Does anybody have any other things that they wanted to bring up before we get kicked out of here?
It worked for when we couldn't just-
No, but I went to the, even though I've been a den leader here now, the den leader training on Tuesday night that was way out in
Oh, in Aurora.
Smoky Hill. They
Yeah.
did a good job on that.
Nice. That's awesome.
Great.
Great, awesome.
I signed up and completely forgot about it. I wish you'd called me and said, "I'm going. Are you going?" Because I would have remembered then that
Jared
I
and
signed
I
up.
were both there, and
Oh,
they
good.
brought in Cordoba for us and
Yeah.
everything else.
Oh,
and
nice.
They had us up singing
Okay.
and playing games. We had a good
Good.
time.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
That's great.
So
That's
for
great.
anybody who, if you didn't make that one, there's another one on Tuesday at HQ. They're gonna feed you. I'm teaching Scout Book. I got a couple other guys who are teaching Den Leader 101 and song skits and games and stuff. So that should be a lot of fun. They're gonna be free food.
Forget the woman's name. I wish they would let us have an API to Scout Book, or they would. I said, you know what? Put the code on GitHub. You seem like a coder like me.
Yeah, not too much. I dabble.
And I'm like, at least let us submit features and functions to it if they would leverage the community, like, you know.
Something.
Some of the features and functions, like, I bet they could develop an app that would actually work for Scout Book at the unit leader level.
I just told Donna today. She was in that one. I was like, I think they're abandoning ship on the scouting app because like
It's bad.
it is not functional.
Yeah, I
I just
just only
deleted
do
that.
mine on the computer. It's just,
Just deleted it off my phone.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
the My Scouting app, which I'm like, great, I can see myself.
You can see yourself.
That's
You can do your training on there, I guess. Which I don't think I've ever done it. They say
No.
you
I
can.
started
I haven't
saying I don't
tried.
Your online training? You haven't done it that way?
Well, I haven't done it through the app. I've always just done it on my laptop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The app doesn't work very well for any of the trainings.
Fair
Half of the links are broken, and
Well,
That'll happen.
I'm too old to see things on.
Yeah, that's tiny.
Need at least this big a screen.
All right. Well, if nobody has any other questions or anything, thank you all so much for coming out. I appreciate it, and hopefully we see y'all next month and from there
University of
on.
Scouting and at Wood Badge.
Yeah, actually, those are excellent points. So, for anybody who's not familiar, University of Scouting is coming up in November. I'm also teaching an hour-long Scout Book 101 class there. I'm going to go into a lot more detail and cover a ton of stuff. We've got our.
when is it?
It's November 15th,
And
and it's in Parker.
Oh, it's in Parker, okay.
Yeah. It's at Cimarron Middle School where my pack meets. So it should be good. So that one's going to be awesome. Patches, I think they're feeding us for that one as well. So that should be a lot of fun. There's a bunch of great classes going on for that. You can go in and see all the details. I think all the classes, or at least most classes, are taught by just experienced volunteers, people who've been around a while and done all that jazz. So
the RADA isn't the range master course you were talking about.
it might say RADA in front of it. That's range and target activities because they don't call it shooting sports anymore. So it might have like a RADA prefix on it or something. But if you look up range master, and I can't remember if they do it one word or two, but if you look up range master on there, you should find it. And then
Okay.
Yeah,
I
just-
wasn't finding it, so I was scrolling through everything.
yeah, it should be in there. I know I had a handful of people who were interested that I was going to try to get out there as well because you can never have enough range masters. You just lots of
And
eyes.
that's usually why at summer camp, they don't have range, the shooting sports, they don't have the range masters
You got to do it.
to staff
'Cause
the
there's-
summer camp.
There's the USAA archery instructor course.
So you would need
One.
that for Scouts BSA. If you were going to do archery merit badge, you would need that. But for Cubs, range master covers slingshot, BB, archery, rock throwing, whatever other nonsense they get.
All
up to.
projectile weapons.
Anything, yeah.
Rockets, water rockets. We need somebody to.
Why? That worked well.
Yeah, that was
I
crazy.
just turned down the